Hey mate, are you there?
Um, Doing good. It doesn't look, sorry about that. Wait, right? Can you see
Yes,
me now?
perfect.
There we go. Awesome.
The first things first, how have you all been doing?
We're we're
What
okay.
happened? What happened? Is that just Australia? It's just so hot that it just goes up?
No, there's
Oh,
something went wrong in the car. We don't know what, but yeah, it unfortunately didn't survive.
Just just in the middle of the road, all of a sudden it just started smoking and
yeah, yeah,
But
something in the
oh,
back caught fire.
most
And
likely the secondary battery.
okay. Well, I'm glad you guys got out.
Yeah,
That's like I
yeah,
said, I've never known anyone that's happened to, so I didn't really know what to say, but yeah, glad you guys got out safely.
yeah,
that was
definitely.
the main
We're
thing for
yeah,
sure that we're happy with.
yeah, yeah,
The rest is just a bit of an annoying thing, lot to arrange and take care of, but that's something we can manage.
yeah,
So no, it's good that we got out without any injuries and everything.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
It probably changes the entire trajectory of best laid plans. Like everything has to go back to ground zero, start building up again.
yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
yes. Yeah.
yeah. So we're now going
New pathway.
to Perth and then start over again there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You might see something on the new pathway you wouldn't have seen on the first one. So
Yeah, that's
true.
why.
might
Yeah, we'll
find something
see.
better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great.
Yeah. That's yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say there. I'm glad you guys are both doing good.
Yeah,
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 no, for
we are
sure.
we are doing as well. We're very happy with that. That was the first
Yeah.
thing we said as well. Like it's a lot of emotional value that went up in flames and monetary value, but the monetary value you can get over it. Emotional value takes a bit longer, but
Yeah.
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, the emotional stuff is the stuff that it takes way longer to get over. Like you said, monetary stuff can be replaced, but something that if you've had it for a few years or even just like a very good attachment to it, I would I would be more upset about losing my little rock that I carry. You can't
Yeah.
catch fire, of course, but I'd be more upset about losing that little rock than
Yeah.
if I lost a GoPro or something like that that was $500. It's the stuff that you have those attachments to.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I think for
that's
us
fair. Yeah.
both, it's our day hiking packs that we feel really, really sad about because they traveled with us all over the world and like seen so many hikes with us, and yeah, that's just
That's a shame.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh well, we'll
But
make
you
new
you've
memory.
also been yeah, you've also been all those places though. You got the pictures, have the memories. I know I'm just being the voice of like not losing all that stuff, but it's hard. It's hard. I know.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm sorry guys.
No, all
all
good.
good. We'll get there.
Yeah. No, for sure. So have you been doing?
We have been crushing miles. We're getting scared by that North Dakota fall coming in, so we have been
Mhm.
absolutely crushing. I think last time we talked was Grand Rapids, maybe.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay, so from Grand Rapids, we've been pretty much doing 30 miles a day. There have been a few days in there that we've done like 27 for logistical reasons. So I'm like trying to get over the Mackinac Bridge, but we pretty much consistently been doing 35s. We had a 38 mile day the other day through a national park. We've just been crunching that average to get up. And it's with a little break. So like just when we got to here, we're in Marquette, Michigan right now. To get to here, we had a 10 or 11 day stretch of every single day being above 33 miles, I think. So like we've just
Mm.
been trying to bounce that average as far up as possible. So that's
wow.
why that's when I texted you. I'm like, Magpie is still asleep. Like we have been craving town. When we got here, there were so many people that were excited for us to get here. So like when we called our miles. So like the way Marquette's situated, you can walk along the entire shoreline. So you can pretty much call your miles wherever you want to. You can say, hey, I'm going to be done here for the day, done here. So we chose to be done at this like welcome center. And like there were 6 or 7 people that have been following us that were just there waiting for us when we showed up.
That's
So
amazing.
when we got in, like, yeah, it was like really cool to see that support. And like we had like 2 hours of chats with everybody. And then when we got into town, we did all the town chores. And then Magpie was just so excited to hit a bed that she ended up staying up until like 5 a.m. just like enjoying the comfort of a room, being like, I don't want to go to sleep. I just want to enjoy the comfort. So yeah, that's why she's asleep right now. We were just pushing hard miles and craving town a lot.
Yeah.
So you haven't been having a 0 day or Nero day since the last time we talked then?
Grand Rapids. So after Grand Rapids, we went to a town called Petoskey. It's one of those names. We went in there, but we did like 16 miles to get in. So by the time we got in and did all the chores, like you're going to sleep pretty much. Yeah. So that wasn't Nero, like it was low miles and we stayed in town. But then after that, we did about a 400-mile chunk without like stopping and staying overnight in town. So from Petoskey to where we are currently, we hadn't stopped at all because we were going to stop in this little town called Grand Marais. It's right on the edge of Pictured Rocks National Park. So you have to get permits it's about a chunk of 42 miles. And we're capable of running those 42 miles out in one day, but it's like one of the most beautiful parts of the trail system in the entire NCT. Okay. So we didn't want to do that. Yeah. So if we would have Neroed in Grand Marais, we would have had the way there were no permits open, we would have had to push all the way through. So we ended up heroing Grand Marais, where you go into town, do a couple chores. We stayed there for like 4 hours doing like laundry, shower, that stuff, and then had to push through. So we haven't taken a break, in a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
How are you feeling? It's kind of exhausted. It's getting to the point that we had a conversation actually coming into town yesterday. Actually a good couple ones. I'll give the first example that popped into my head. We were talking about like how long is too long on trail, and Magpie's like, I was saying, oh, there's not a number. There's not a specific time. There's not 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. She's like, no, I think you found the number about a month ago. You've devolved into just trail Constantine at this point. So yeah, it's getting to the point that we're pulling from the tanks every day that our bodies have wasted away at this point. So we're just calorie packing in. It's always the mind. It's the mind that keeps you going, because at a certain point, physically, 30 miles isn't much more different than 35 miles. Yeah. But that last 5 miles on that mid 30 day really tests your mentality, not just those last few hours, but it's the span of the day. So that's where it really gets exhausting, is not feeling like we have a minute to sit down. So like when we wake up in the morning, if we're doing a 32-mile day, we have like an hour of breaks we can play with span throughout the entire walking day. But if we're doing a 35 plus, we have to move all day and be very cognizant of even filming, even like standing at a view spot and filming for 10 seconds that's 10 seconds not used as walking time. So it's like, that's the exhausting part right now, is having to go that quickly and not have that time to really stand there and like sit down or take in a lot of stuff. We take it in, but it's just exhausting having to always be in that movement type realm.
Yeah. Is it starting to take away a bit from the enjoyment?
No, because I can still annoy Magpie when we're doing that. I can still poke her buttons pretty well. I honestly don't know how to answer that question, because there's enjoyment in the pushing. Like there's enjoyment in trying to hit 35s every day for 10 days, but it's enjoyment in the exhaustion, if that makes sense. Like we've always talked about coming back to the Upper Peninsula because it's just so beautiful of Michigan, to like do a road trip, kind of come back to these places. And actually, we fantasize a lot of the time we've been hiking lately. We were fantasizing about just doing a week-long hike in the off season that we're doing 20-mile days, like just moseying through, just taking it easy. So doesn't really take away from the enjoyment in the context of we know this is what we have to do to finish, as well as there's enjoyment in the struggle through there. It's just how you look at the experience. If we were looking at it like, oh, we've had some conversations, because sometimes Magpie will get a little frustrated about how quickly we have to push, and it's just shifting the switch. It's saying, this is what we're doing here, this is how we have to finish the trail. And once you flip that switch, it's enjoyable.
Because you just hit the 3,000 mile mark, I think you mentioned.
Yep.
So 16.
We just hit it. Yeah, we just hit it. Not yesterday, the day before.
Okay.
So we're at like 3,050 miles, I believe.
Wow.
So you want to know what else we found out while we were in Petoskey on our little break day?
Yeah.
The trail is actually 100 more miles than previously anticipated. Every time you think it's a specific number, the Trail Association says, no, it's actually this much longer. So we're really curious to figure out how long this trail actually is. Because our tracker has us at 3,050 right now. And if you add up every single mile from where we are to the terminus, it's another 1,750. So I think the total is gonna be like 4,800 miles.
Oh wow.
Okay. Keeps getting longer.
Yeah.
Every time we chew off 100 miles, they just are like, you know what? We're gonna throw another 100 at you.
Oh, that must be frustrating.
We're not in Ohio. It's not hard anymore.
No.
We're good hiking. They can keep throwing 100 miles at us. Like, it's really beautiful hiking. So
okay, that's good.
It's not too bad. But what's funny is about that too is like the information on it is just so. NCT does a very good job. Like, their chapters do a very good job of like grouping information for a 50-mile stretch. Like, that 50-mile stretch might have fantastic information, but then when they look at it by the broad concept, it's the puzzle pieces aren't adding up correctly. So like a chapter head here, a chapter head here, a chapter head here, all have great information on their chunks of trail they manage. But when they funnel it into saying how long a section will be, like all of Pennsylvania or something, the numbers start getting wonky. So even coming into town yesterday, we passed by the shelter system, and it's this really cool shelter they have for hikers, and it has like all this ironwork on top. Like, it has this old wheel that says like North Dakota here, and then like Vermont over here, and it has mileage on it. Super scared me because it said Vermont was only 2,500 miles away, and then it said North Dakota was still another 2,100 miles away, and we're like, no, that's not true. That better not be true. So I don't know with this trail. You sometimes wonder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That scared me. I don't know where they grabbed those numbers from. I don't want to know, because I know for a fact Vermont's not 2,500. I've walked that. I know that one's wrong. I'm scared about the North Dakota one being actually 2,100 more miles. I gotta just not think about it, push it out of the head.
Yeah.
Wow, that will push you over 5,000 miles, if that's the case.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Yeah. If that's the case.
Did you say how many days?
If that's the case, the 2,000 miles still, then that would push you more over the 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
And it's not, at this point too, it's not about the miles. Like, we can walk another 2,000 miles. It's about fighting that North Dakota fall coming in.
Season.
Like, it's where we're sitting at on our pace, and why we've been pushing so hard is we're really, really hard pressed to finish up in end of October. Like, that's our goal. Like, don't want to really do any wiggle room on that, because once you start getting into November out there, people could hike it. It's just, you're going to suffer. Like you're going to, even with all the best cold weather gear, you're going to be in a bad spot. Could even be a dangerous spot. I don't want to get into that. And if we start, we've tiered our math to, on the pace we're going, hit it like right in October 15th to October 26th, 10-day window right in there somewhere. But you start adding another few hundred miles in, and that's when it pushes us into November. So that's the scary part. It's not walking those miles, it's the time to do those miles.
Because this season, from what our summer season wasn't really a good summer season, but it's the Southern Hemisphere. We know from family in Europe that their summer season was pretty bad as well. How is that going for you guys? Is it colder or wetter compared to normal, or is it relatively okay?
So when you're saying bad, was it like colder in Europe?
Yes,
for their summer season?
They feel like they really haven't really had a proper summer.
Okay, we've had summer. We've had extreme summer. It's we got hit by like an 80-degree heat wave 5 days ago in Upper Michigan, and we're like very close to Canada. So I don't know. It seems like the weather just likes to play with us. It seems like it likes to find the moments that we're like really pushing the sufferfest, and then they like to throw a little bit extra on top. Thankfully, the rain magnet, I don't know what rain dance we did to get it out of her, or what happened here, but thankfully the rain magnet has not been firing on all cylinders.
That's good.
It is.
Let's hope it stays that way.
It is though. Yeah, it is though raining. Luckily, we got this good timing. It is supposed to be heavy thunderstorms like all day today. And today's going to be our 0 day in Marquette. So we timed that pretty well. And it's these storms again, because if you look at the way the NCT is situated, like where we are is like, I'm going to try to do it here, and like Lake Superior's up here. And we kind of go down away from the shoreline a little bit, but then we come back up and hit it on the Minnesota side on the Lake Superior hiking trail. So if we can get around the Lake Superior before the weather systems really start moving, that's kind of like our goal too. Because yesterday when we got into town, like a freak thunderstorm, hailstorm that was not forecasted popped up, and it was like severe, like hail, like golf ball hail.
Ouch.
Just randomly. It's like Lake Superior is so big, it creates its own weather systems. So if we can get around this giant body of water quicker, we'll be happy with that too. So we're sitting in a good place. Honestly, we want to be a little farther down the trail right now, but we're pushing as hard as I don't know how to say it, as comfortably hard as possible. Like if we pushed hard, like if we pushed harder, we know we could get close to those 40s every day. But at that point, it wouldn't be the enjoyment and suffering. It would just be pure suffering. And that's not sustainable for a hike, or that's not something we want to do.
No, and that might set you back in the long run. If you need to take more Nero days, 0 days, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if you're doing 3 40s in a row and your body just broke down at a point and you have to take a 0, it's the average of those 4 days is 3 30s when you could have been enjoying it.
If you know, if the trail's only like another week or 2, you could potentially consider something like that, but you will be on the trail for another 2 months at least. So is it 2 months? So that's not...
I wish I knew the exact number for you. I feel like I do. I feel like, because they are good about their map systems and giving you like these mile increments. It's just for some reason when people add all of them up, it goes. What's funny? Sorry. What's funny is the NCTA. I don't know if it's from us tracking it or what, but the year that when we started this year, they had been advertising their trail as 4,700 miles, which is what we were going off of. But now that they see we've hit 3,000 miles where we are, they've now been advertising the trail as 4,800 miles. So I think they used our math to add up their miles, and we're like, okay, I see what you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in saying we're underneath 2,000 miles, even underneath 1,800. I feel pretty confident with that because their maps get really good from Marquette all the way to North Dakota. Like they measure every mile increment pretty much. So that's why I feel pretty confident that they're not playing games again with us and gonna make us suffer, because somewhere in the UP and Ohio, the maps were like, you would find miles in between. Like it wasn't measured every mile. So now I feel pretty confident going forward. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And are you?
Hello. Sorry about that. Oh, cute puppy. Do you have enough? Yeah, let me do this. Oh, how you doing this morning? Excuse me. Hey, pup. Very cute dog that went by. Sorry.
No, oh, good.
But are you still in contact with the NCT Association?
Yeah, so yesterday, one of the people that actually met us was the president of the local chapter. So she manages, I don't know how many exact mileage she manages, but she manages on either side of Marquette. And we were talking to her because she kind of helped us get around town. And we were talking to her and we're like, because she was saying it's very rare for thru hikers to do it. And we are like, yeah, it's a long trail system. But we were asking her about what's the best thing that we can be doing while hiking. Like we want to give back to the trail as much as possible because it's an awesome trail. Like it gives you this opportunity to walk for so long that we've been asking and telling her like, hey, if you have anything that we can be doing specifically in our limited capacity while moving all day, we would be happy to do it while we're on trail. So we've still been chatting away, and yeah, it's a really good support system. Michigan seems to be that we've ran into trail angels almost every day. Almost every day there's somebody that has left us like a bucket of trail magic somewhere, or like popped up because they're following our tracker and they popped up just to say hi. So it's really cool.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's nice,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's a big change from Ohio.
Yes. it refuels like the hiker fire like in us each time. He's like, these people that are coming out to meet us, even if they're doing a 10-minute hike or whatever it may be, they're hikers and they get what we're going through. They get what's going on. It's really cool because like when we last talked in Grand Rapids, that was pretty much the road walk portion of Michigan.
Yes.
Like we had it was still beautiful, but it was pretty much all the road walk.
No.
Since Grand Rapids to Marquette, it has been nothing but astounding trail, like really good single track trail through forests, along lake paths, through pictured rocks. Like it has been, just the trail system that we're used to, like walking through trail.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
But still enough towns to do your resupply that way?
So to get to here, our resupply was 250 miles with a supplement in Grand Marais. I'm sorry, wait. We packed out of Toski, I think it was close to 250. I'm not exactly sure what the resupply was. I just packed 6 days of food, and then we pushed hard, and then we supplemented in Grand Marais. The town's pretty infrequent though. If you're not pushing high miles, would be you're either hitching off to get to a town,
Get something,
or you're packing way heavier. So like from Petoskey to St. Ignace, when you cross the bridge, it's like 2 days. That's where our logistics got wacky, and we had to do like low mile days in there. And then from St. Ignace to Grand Marais is that giant chunk of nothing in the UP. And then Grand Marais is a very, very small town. It has like a campground, small bait store, grocery store that very difficult to resupply at. And from there, you get to, then you get from there to Marquette. So it's the Upper Peninsula is, if you're not doing big mile days, you're going to be carrying a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far, not having to head to hitch a hike and get into town. So that's at least saving you some time.
Yeah. And our mentality too is, even if we had to, we wouldn't.
No.
We would just suffer without eating. Both of us are very stubborn hikers, and if it's not something that's putting us in danger, like a weather system coming in, or like no water or something like that, we're not gonna go into town.
No.
So even if we were running on those fumes, we would just keep hiking until the next town.
Yeah.
But you haven't encountered that this time.
Excuse me?
You haven't encountered having to what's the word?
Ration.
Yes, ration your food in between, or
not so much. Just a standard through hiking ration. Like, you just can't eat all your food the first day. Besides that, no. You don't really have to ration out here. Again, we're doing it in a very different style than probably most people do the trail, if they're doing Michigan or something like that. So the UP is very spread out. If you're not crushing miles, you're gonna have to find some other logistics in there.
Yeah.
We've been able to stay pretty still deficient, but we just ate 2 pizzas yesterday, 1 cake, 12 donuts. I'm actually, again, I'm balancing the phone on top of a second cake that we have. I have like the ice bucket, the cake, and then like a pillow on this chair in front of me. So I'm using that as like a film stand. So it's not as enticing as a box of cookies. I can't just grab into it, but there's another full cake underneath the phone.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. And are there any urgent things that you have to do in town this time, or it's mainly just the normal chores of washing and
work?
Urgent. We actually, I don't know if we could say it. We actually have a partnership with another company that is going to be coming out shortly. So we have to really get into that work. A pretty cool opportunity, but we'll get into that work, and then we have to put all the wheels in motion for all of that. So that's different for this town.
Okay.
But then a lot of standard stuff, uploading videos. We have just piles of emails that, because the UP has no service. So a lot of the time when I'm walking, if we're doing a road walk or whatever connector miles, I'll use that time to pop my service on, respond back to what I can, chip away at stuff so it's not all piled up in town.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that in the UP.
No.
So now it's just going to be a backlog. It's scary. It's scary how many there are there. So I have to do that. There actually is something else different. So do you guys know about I don't know how you guys would, the Mackinac Bridge on the NCT?
No.
So out of all 4,800 or whatever the NCT comes out to be, there's one place that you cannot connect your footsteps. And that's the Mackinac Bridge. It connects lower Michigan to upper Michigan. And that's the only way to drive across or get across besides ferry or whatever. And you can't walk it. The transit authority arrests you if you try to walk across the bridge. We had like 10 people reach out to the transit authority to try to get us permission to walk across the bridge. They don't let you do it. They let you do it 1 day a year.
Okay.
And it's on September. It's on Labor Day. So we also put a message out there asking people to try to help us coordinate a ride back to just do those 6 miles, because we can't stand doing a 4,800 mile trail without connecting all the footsteps, because a through hike. So we have to coordinate with this guy that offered a ride back, because we're going to be in Wisconsin, or at least close by Labor Day. So we're going to have to really, again, be regiment with our schedule. So like September 5th, we're gonna have to get picked up after doing a 30+ mile day. Drive 500 miles back to the bridge. Wake up that morning, walk those 6 miles with like 65,000 people because it's a big event, and then drive 500 miles back to where we got picked up at, so we don't lose any time. So that's fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's something you really want to do yourself. It's not necessarily something you have to do, I reckon, for the speed record to be counted.
No, so the NCT, for people who have through hiked it before, they would recognize a through hike without walking it because you just can't.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
Like, no. And even people kept on as we were getting closer to the bridge saying, oh, you could time it to hit the bridge on Labor Day. No, because you'll be so far behind and out of the weather windows that there's no way. So, sorry. So, yeah, the NCTA would still recognize it as a through hike without walking it. It's our own stubborn mind that is trying to make us go back there and do it. So it makes more fun logistics of, instead of having a rest day, traveling like 1,000 miles in 24 hours, walking 6 miles, and then getting back to Wisconsin.
We like to make it broken for sure.
Yeah.
Magpie's happy about it.
Can imagine.
If you can sleep in a car, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, so like, again, if we structure it correctly, it'll just be exhausting. It won't be losing time. That's mostly what it is. We can't lose time.
Yeah.
So like if we, on the 5th, if we do a big day, 35 miles, get picked up at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., drive until midnight or 1 o'clock, wake up, do 6. Yeah, it's going to be tiring, but we won't lose time. We'll be back to where we got picked up at within less than 24 hours. So it's just going to be go, go, go.
Yeah.
So there's I guess there's something else unique there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. At least you can say at the end that you've walked those 6 miles as well. So in the end, it will be worth it.
And so like, one, it's our own stubbornness. We're both very type A through hikers in that realm of like wanting to connect the footsteps. But then also for a speed record, if somebody else wants to break it, they're going to have to go back and do that bridge walk. Because the speed record is the logistical challenge. It's that jigsaw of puzzle pieces that you have to put together. You have to, I guess somebody could break it without doing it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Maybe they could break it without doing it. It would still be recognized, but doing it for us feels authentic and pretty good.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And if you're relatively close, 500 miles, not perfectly close, but relatively close, it will be a shame to miss that opportunity as well.
True. You
will regret it forever, probably.
Yeah.
If you can.
It's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know when the next time we would hit Upper Michigan on Labor Day. We'll probably come back to visit, but the bridge walk, it's a big event. There are people that we've had nothing but love and support, that people keep showing up and saying, hey, I'll be able to help you here. So don't know when those tiers could align again. It's going to be tiring and stressful, but looking back, it will probably be worth it.
Yeah.
Most likely. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we got, I don't know, let's see, 200. Yeah, we're starting to get into the more remote stuff. So we got couple week increments that keep putting our mileage up. We just don't have places to stop. That keeps us out of low mileage. So we're gonna finish it. There's gonna be some cold weather coming up, but we're gonna finish it.
You'll get there.
Yeah, Magpie, I keep telling her, because when we finish, I'm like, you're gonna have to get ready. It's gonna be a weird acclimation for me to get off trail this year. It's been too long. She's like, whoa, we'll get you normal people clothes. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feel like itchy. Like when you have that too tight of a tie, you know that feeling when it's like too tight and you're just like trying to cinch it a little bit. Yeah. Just all the like jeans and khakis and like a polo. I'm gonna be like, oh God, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you said that you were talking about when is a trail too long or a season too long, and then Magpie said it might have been a month ago for you. Um,
Mm.
do you feel? I mean, it's way too early to plan future seasons, maybe, or you're already thinking about next seasons. But do you feel like this is going to be your biggest season ever, or do you feel like
This is just the beginning.
this is just the beginning? Yeah.
I don't foresee spending 9 months consistently on trail again. I foresee us going faster, or at least if Magpie, some of these other trails that I just want to run out, I foresee me just trying to run them out quicker. But 9 months is aggressive. 9 months on trail is pretty aggressive. I can see 5, 6 months again. But it's that 5 and 6 months, like you have that kind of place to be like, this is just half my year. This is what I've been going towards, and this is where my life is now. Instead of it feeling like it doesn't, I don't know how to describe the feeling besides it's just a long time to be on trail.
Yeah.
It's a long time to not be able to do stuff that you want to do like in normal life, have a home base and like build from that home base and be able to spend time with friends and family and be able to go out to a restaurant and eat, or it's a long time not to be doing normal people stuff. Let's just put it that way.
No,
So
definitely.
how is your family doing? Are you in contact with them regularly as well? And you're still
I try
supportive of your journey?
I try to be, but again, it's so difficult. Like, I called some of my family members on the walk into Marquette yesterday and spent hour, 2 hours on the phone with them, but it's not as frequently as either of us would like, because it's so time management. I think we had touched on this a lot. Is just so difficult sometimes that you have to use every hour correctly. So it's not as much as either of us would like, but it's still enough to that it's what we can do. That's honestly, it's what we can do. We can't find another 2 hours here or there. We can't create time. So we're doing what we can.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. No, definitely.
If we just could, right?
create time, yeah. Or push weather windows back or push seasons back. No, I would want the powder to create time. Let's create time. That's better. Then you could pause it. You look at the storm and you just pause for like two months and then just walk through and then click play. And you're like, okay, the storm passed over.
Yeah. No, unfortunately.
Not gonna happen. No.
No, No. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's kind of the update I can think of. I don't know if y'all have any more specific questions about the NCT or anything like that. I can't really ponder any off the top of my head.
Oh, not at this stage.
No.
Is there anything people are asking you guys directly by chance? Because I know sometimes we get direct questions and we try to email or type back to them, but I wonder if there's anything I could answer directly. My mind's just going in 1,000 directions right now. I'm sorry, I'm rambling at this point.
No, all good. No, I think we had a few questions and we asked them throughout.
Yeah, we touched on them.
Yeah.
What's the trail map? What's the trail map in the background? I don't have good enough service to see the.
It's the Lara Pinta. Yeah.
The one we hike here in Australia.
Oh, is it along a shoreline? I don't have good enough service to actually see it. It's like kind of grainy. Oh, there. It's just my service is. My service doesn't pick it up as well. I'm gonna just have to go on your guys' website and check it out.
Yep. No, it's the one we finished. Over a month ago now. Yeah.
Is the season starting to change for y'all? Any more hiking trip? Well, I guess all plans are in the works right now.
Correct.
Yeah. So for here, the season is kind of ending now. because of the summer is hitting, especially in the northern part. So we will drive through the north, but that will be very quick trip.
Yeah.
So we probably have to wait until the winter season hits again before we can hit any trail again. Because the summers here can be relentless. So
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was picturing when you guys had told me that. I'm like, is Australia just that hot? Like, just stuff starts popping off. I'm like, oh no.
I mean, it depends on where you are, but yeah,
yeah.
in this part for sure,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
No, I think
Cool.
the latest you can walk the Larapinta is probably beginning of September. But even then, now it's very hot already. It's 32 degrees. Not sure how much that is in
Wow.
Fahrenheit.
We're
but
not
it's
sure
close-
that's in
it's close to
Celsius.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's close to 90. It's 33, I think, is like 95 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's just no
close to-
shade
it's close-
anywhere.
there's no
so
shade,
It's,
that's the
yeah,
thing.
it's just one open desert field. So yeah, it's really the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's too hot.
Yeah.
I like the heat, but still, you're gonna be just sweating by standing still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a few days on the trail and
We're 30.
We're
yeah.
30. No fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope everything keeps going smoothly and it starts building back up. Y'all are strong people. You're gonna be able to push through it and get
yeah.
there. So,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
you know, I'll tell Magpie that y'all said hi. See if she's actually still snoozing with the cupcake in her mouth or something. I don't know. She might be eating the other cake.
Oh yeah.
Secretly eating the other cake.
Yeah.
I gotta stop.
No, say hi to
Say
her,
hi,
and
Nate.
yeah, we will speak to you next time. Hopefully, with a bit more energy from our side as well.
You guys seem pretty energetic. For everything that I heard that's been going on, you guys seem up in spirit. So that's pretty good to stay up as high as y'all can and just
We will.
look forward, not behind. So
Yeah, we
for
definitely
sure.
will.
we'll be next time I think we get in contact, we'll be 2 more states down because Wisconsin's only 200 miles
Okay.
and Michigan's we're only another 200 miles in Michigan. So we'll be in probably Minnesota.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, looking forward to talking to you then.
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see how much longer the trail gets by the time we get there.
Yes.
Hopefully, they shave off some miles instead of adding them.
Not gonna happen.
Not the NCT's vibe, not the NCT's jam. That's not what they do. They make loops. They don't go straight. They do loops.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
All right, y'all. Stay safe and happy.
You too. And say hi
Awesome.
to Magpie from us
Yes.
as well.
Have a great day.
We'll do. I'm gonna stop her from eating that other cake.
Yes.
Sounds good.
We'll eat it together.
Cool.
All right, bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.